Okay, this video is to show you how to add a map that you've already created from ArcGIS right into your story map. So in this case, I've done all of my written parts and I'm ready to start adding some maps. You could do this in any order. You could add your maps first if you want. In this case, I'm doing it later. So in particular, I want to talk about the residential component of Runnymede Bloor West, and how there's breaking and entry crimes happening in the lower income neighborhood of South Parkdale. So I'm going to add my map here because it's in between the two areas. Here's a map. Okay, so there's the map that I've created. So I can literally pull into that. And you can see that when I zoom out, it looks like the layers have not been adjusted to what I wanted them to be. But remember, I checked on my original map that when I zoomed into what I wanted to have on the story map, that my layers worked with the transparency. So if I zoom in here, boom, I can see that actually I can see what I want. So this is my area here. If you don't like something and you're like, oh, I wish I could change that, actually, you can always go right to here and edit it in your original map. But just remember, anything you edit on this map, if you've used the map elsewhere, the same map in your story map, that map will also be changed. So one way to work around this is if you want to have different layers showing and don't want to overlap them, you have to create multiple maps that just have one or two layers. And that way you can, make it easier for yourself to zoom into what you want. Okay. Hope that helps. I'm going to place this into my map. Boom. And there's my area here. Okay. Oh, and I can even move it around here if I want, right in the map. I can even zoom in more right into my map if I want to see closer. So here's my area here. So I'm going to put this here as, heading will be map of breaking and entering occurrences. That's the black dots, blue dots, and cyclist accidents, orange dots in the Parkdale Park. Okay. Notice I didn't say that this is a map of Runnymede and Bloor because Runnymede and Bloor is actually only this little neighborhood. If I wanted it to be a map of that only, I would need to really zoom into that area, but instead I'm choosing to show the whole area. And if I want to draw with my arrow here, oh, that's an edit button. Oops. So there we go. Now I can play around with this if I want to. I could snip it out if I want and draw a circle around it if you have that kind of technology. You could also zoom in more if you want, but for the sake of right now, this is good enough. And I have my map.